Hey guys, Stacy R here, and if you're wondering why my voice sounds really bad right now, it's because there's mold in my house and it's currently trying to kill me. Now, I know delving into these topics might be a bit risky for my channel as either one of these groups might want to strike my video, whether it be the Mod for Dummies or the Stylis groups. A lot like the mold in my house, I just don't care. Anyways, enough wasting time. If you want to skip to certain time steps, I will leave them in the video when I'm done editing. But first we'll talk about the Stylis group, and then second we'll be covering the Travy Trav and Ruben Sim situation, as it is kind of a lot worse than I thought. Phantom Fornication, or Phantom Feces as you might call it, is a game by Studio Stylis. I used to play this game when I was a lot younger too. It was a pretty fun pastime. But as of now, a lot of things have been exposed about a community that is full of furries and groomers, potentially. Lots of gooners and corn addicts. As someone that was on the official Stylis team, when he decided to go live, displayed a furry NSFW mousepad to potentially hundreds of kids that play their game. That's just, if that sounds terrible in its own right, because it is. And even when Bad Business warned them about a certain individual called Jake, which was a content creator for both Bad Business and Stylis, because they're very similar, as in like shooting game. He was sending his own persona, like NSFW, to minors. And what did Stylis do? Fucking nothing about it. And there was also another strange situation where one of their contractors for the game, like I'm guessing a map creator or a gun designer, was also exposed for sending lots of furry corn links to people in the community, which it consists of minors because it's a Roblox community. God forbid people be normal in Roblox.
The reason why Mar was let go is because there was some bad, I don't know, like people got wind that he did stuff that wasn't super savory in 2018, but that was like a long time ago. And but that wasn't the reason why we let him go. It was because I think there was a lot of hostility. There was a lot of bad PR.
They had to step down. They weren't even fired. They stepped down themselves. It's that bad when you have literal corn addicts and furry people. I mean, is it really surprise to anyone because they have like Auntie the cat girl? So yeah, is it really a surprise? Probably not. Even GDI had made a joke post about this. He's all like, the last time I'm gonna play Phantom Feces or some shit. And the first person to comment is saying no party like a Stylis party or something about Diddy. And yeah, it's pretty bad when you have your whole team full of these gooners and you just get exposed for it, and then you realize, oh shit, we have a bad reputation now. And I saw the response. How do you think Stylis would have responded to finding about all of this out, finding out a lot of their community was full of degens and gooners and potential predators in their own community?
Bad PR.
They were considered, people that were speaking untruthfully or, speaking in malice, and that it looks bad.
Bad PR.
So yeah, safe to say it was pretty lackluster. But yeah, it's a fucked up situation as it is, because there's a lot of potential victims out there that haven't spoke out about Stylis. And there were some pretty big names that were in these communities, talking about this shit. And is Stylis truly over? I mean, probably not. Roblox is not going to take them down, neither is YouTube, because they do not care what happens on Discord. It's already pretty well known, obvious. If Stylis were to come out and make a public apology, which I'm pretty sure they won't, because most companies do not, and most likely nothing's gonna happen to them. They're just gonna walk away from the situation pretty unscathed. Pretty bad look on your whole team when a lot of them are exposed for gooners. It's just terrible how this game was like actually really good, and now I feel like, oh really, this whole group's about that. Yuck! It's really yucky, isn't it? And now we will speak on about the Travy Trav situation. Big disclaimer, big disclaimer. This is mainly coming all from Dolan's exposed video. I know a lot of people do not want to cover this because due to the fact that mainly Ruben's a really big name and his community is quite ravenous as it is, and you know, you have a potential of being like harassed by these people. I frankly don't care. I know Dolan wanted to speak out about it because he was a former Mods for Dummies, you know, mod. And when I saw his experiences within that community, it's just pretty sad to begin with. And the fact that Travy Trav has got away with this for so long and trying to pretend he's the good guy is kind of fucking weird because he is really bad. He's worse than like I thought it was. So allegedly, Travy Trav had things like Lolicon on his Steam with, you know, create your own waifu type games. A lot of porn games on his Steam and a lot of Gooner avatars within his, you know, Roblox account. And not only that, he kind of goes after Gooners in his own videos. And some people even mention that it's not even Gooning or Gooners that he goes after. He just goes after women or anyone with a female avatar. Kind of weird moment. But apart from that, there's also things that he allegedly had a big server full of, you know, racist and homophobic comments. And one of these servers, he would always constantly mention rape, which I don't think should be allowed in a group full of minors. Also, another thing that they mentioned in these in this video is that Travy was doing a lot of things with the group that was a bit risky, that could potentially put Ruben Sim's whole community at deletion, because he was inviting these minors to go to condo games to raid them, giving them the password and exposing them to potentially lots of, you know, NSFW and dangerous material. And even though they're doing it for the purpose of raids, a lot of these people in these servers were around the ranges of 13 to 16, which is not 18, which is like the minimum age limit for, you know, this kind of material. And just to show how bad that is, it's illegal to do these in some states. It's illegal to show this to minors. So the fact that Travy put a lot of Ruben's community at risk and Ruben's whole, like, you know, brand at risk by showing them these games, it's not a good look. And Ruben defended this on the basis that, oh, it's a raid, we're doing it for fun, we're showing them how to, you know, troll the epic Gooners, you know, epic style. But you would know that this is bad. You've like had lawsuits before. Why would you risk yourself when you're trying to go against Roblox, one of the biggest communities, and you're giving them this amount of ammo with a potentially dangerous individual in your own server? And I'm not saying that just because like I hate Ruben or anything. I'm saying that because it is really fucking bad when this is all exposed out and your only defense was it was a raid. It's not a good look, man. What also makes this really bad is that Ruben himself was kind of just sweeping this under the rug and banning anyone who was talking about TravyTrav in a way that was, you know, negative. Even though a lot of his moderators were basically telling Ruben that, like, hey, TravyTrav is doing something that's, like, potentially illegal, Ruben was all like, okay, shut up. That was basically it. He was just, and then he banned Dolan for taking his job too seriously.
I was informed later on by a friend that Ruben Sim was asking other high-ranking admins to all agree to have me demoted from moderator in Runker, all for bringing up a concern of Trav having a pattern of trying to look at cheese pizzas. Not only was he brushing off my concerns, he was trying to take action against me for it and reduce my influence.
When your job is about protecting children and trying to stop individuals like TravyTrav, which is literally exposing, you know, his own community to potentially dangerous and harmful material, and your response is to ban Dolan, it's not a good look, man. Even if Ruben's not endorsing any of it, he's still just neglecting it and just letting it happen, which is as bad as Stylis or literally any other company that has these kind of fucking allegations. Another thing that makes things worse was Travy's defense of Potimer, who was in the wrong, which I mean, like, Potamer's victim was 12 years old while Potamer was 16. Potamer's 18 now, the victim's still 14, and he's still in contact with his victim, which is pretty bad. And Travy just defends this by either downplaying the situation or saying, oh, they were both kids because they were both under the age of 18. And it's kind of funny that they say this when they were literally demonizing Gone Fishing's girlfriend for being around 16 to 17 talking to 13 to 14 year olds, which is like a less of an age gap of like 3 to 4 years old, and which was the same as Potamer, but you know, she was a furry, so it looks like they have their own standards. It's like if you can get away with what you can't. And I believe Travy's also like over the age of 18 doing all this with a bunch of minors in Ruben's server. So that's also really fucking bad. And Ruben's just defending the guy because he's his top guy, you know, his top G in the servers.
At the time. That's how bad it was. When this was brought up to Ruben Sim, all Ruben had to say was, I don't think he's a pedo, I just think he's got porn issues.
And yeah, it's like, I'm not saying TravyTrav is a groomer, but when you let this go this far and being this much of a hypocrite.
Called Redact. Basically, this person was a pedophile, and it's pretty well known. Something interesting was this guy actually was a condo maker, and he was friends with TravyTrav. We can see that TravyTrav is added as a friend to Redact, as well as Trav's friend Dev Crazes, as you can see wearing the Mod for Dummies UGC that they made.
And they're potentially exposing them to what is EPI. You might be asking what EPI is. It stands for Early Porn Introduction, which is basically the way of saying that they're going to show your child a bunch of fetish type material to get them more susceptible to this type of topic and basically to groom them. Now the big question, is it over for Ruben Sim fans? Is it over for Runker? Has the West fallen? Probably not. If Ruben were to apologize about all of this and demote any potential dangerous individuals within his community, he could probably get away with this, and it will probably just be a stain on his career. It won't be a really big one because it wasn't any of his fault. None of these allegations pertain to Ruben. It was mainly the fact that he was very neglectful and let things like this happen in his server, and they boiled up into where it is now, where Travy was getting away with this shit almost all the time and exposing potentially a lot of children to some very fucking disgusting shit and, you know, his fetishes. But yeah, it's not over for Ruben. If he were to publicly apologize and take the action that's necessary to get rid of those harmful people in his community, I'm sure Ruben can walk away with this pretty fine and, you know, doesn't have to worry about any of this and just hopefully be a stain on his career. Because I don't hate Ruben. I think what he's doing is kind of good. He wants to get rid of predators, but when he neglects one like this in his server, it is a bad look on his name and his career. And especially with someone like Roblox, if they were to get this information and potentially try to do a lawsuit over it, as he's creating a community that is very toxic, it's bad. It's a bad look, man. I'm just saying, it's not a good look. Is it over for Travy? Yeah, pretty much. He's fucked. Like, he's genuinely like some weird gooner that just cannot keep his dick in his pants. But yeah, I don't think Travy can walk away from this situation. No amount of PR is gonna fix what he was doing, and the fact that his server was full of like degenerates that were just like him, full of people that were just trying to be edgy and being horny on main. Yeah, it's probably over for TravyTrav. There's no way he's gonna get away from this situation. And I think it's best for Runker and Ruben to distance himself from Travy and his community, because Travy is not a good look on Runker, and nor was he a good influence. Anyways, that was the topics I wanted to delve onto. It seems that we're starting off 2025 with a big bang.
We're so sorry to hear about your brother that passed away. He gets 5 big booms. Boom! 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 Boom!
And honestly, it's kind of fucking crazy. But yeah, I hope you all enjoy the video. I've been Stacy R, and I will see you next time when another topic like this probably arose in Roblox, or I'll be discussing more issues within Roblox, because I do have fun making these videos. I do like talking about the community and just how bad it's gotten. It's just not the same anymore. After 2020, shit went downhill, bro. But yeah, I'll see y'all later.